Hello everyone, I am Kirtana Devadiga, studied in first year MCom from Manjunath Pai Memorial Government First Grade College, Karkala. Today I am going to explain the topic of power. Meaning of power. The term power may be defined as the capacity to exert influence over others. If a person has a power, it means that he is able to influence the behavior of others. Power is the ability to influence or control the behavior of others. In role, one's roles as a supervisor, manager power may be seen as the ability to cause subordinates to do what the manager wishes him to do. It is beneficial in organization where the manager as and works with the different employees and make them to do that work. Manager's power may be measured in terms of the ability to give rewards, promise rewards, threaten to veto current rewards, threaten punishment and punish. Manager has the right to give rewards the different employees according with their performance. Then a sources of power. Two social psychologists, John French and Bertrand Raven, have identified five sources of power. These are as follows: reward, coercive, legitimate, referent, and expert. First one is reward power. It is based on the influence, having the ability to reward the influence for carrying out orders. The extent of reward power depends upon the extent to which one has control over rewards that are valued by another. In this, employees believe that they are going to get some type of reward for doing their job or by following their supervisor order. This results from one person's ability to compensate another for any work or task. In organization, they can give raises, promotion, desirable assignments, training opportunities, and simple compliments. These are all examples of rewards controlled by people. Coercive power. It is based on the influence's ability to punish the influence for not carrying out orders or for not meeting requirements. Fear of punishment may make the subordinates execute the instruction of the boss. Coercive power is a supervisor pursued an employee to do their work or they can be fired or demoted. This source of power causes dissatisfaction or resentment among the people. Threats and punishment are common coercive tools. Next, legitimate power. It is based on the formal rights one receives as a result of holding a position in an organization. It may also be called positional power because of the authority inherent in the position. Legitimate power is also known as positional power and official power. It comes from the higher authority. In an organization, a manager gets power because of his position or post. It gives him to power that control resources and to reward and punish others. For example, chief executive officer of a company gets legitimate power because of the position which he holds. Next, expert power. It is based on the perception or belief that the influence has some relevant expertise or special knowledge that others do not have. For example, doctor has expert power on his patients. It is a type of personal power. When you have knowledge and skills which enable you to understand a situation, suggest solution, use solid judgment, and generally outperform others. People will listen to you, trust you, and respect what you say. Expert power comes to you when you have in-depth knowledge about something. For example, doctor has expert power on his patient because he knows special knowledge and skills on that. Next, referent power. It is based on the influence desire to identify with or imitate the behavior of the influence. It develops out of our others' admiration for a person and their desire to model their attitudes and behavior after that person. For example, manager will have referent power over the subordinates if they are motivated to emulate his work habits. Referent power is also called personal power and power with personality. This power comes from each leader individually. It is the personality of a person that attracts followers. The followers admire their leader and may even try to copy their behavior, dress, etc. For example, celebrity has more referent power because they influence others with their actions. For example, film actor and film actress. These are the potential sources of a power. These five sources of power inherit the position of a manager in an organization. Then, use of power and effectiveness of various bases of power. There is no evidence of power unless it is exercised. The purpose of power is influence over others for getting certain things done. Power is stronger than influence. It is the ability to bring about potential acts by commanding or exerting influence, but influence is a psychological force. In exerting influence, one person tries to influence the behavior of the another. The effect of power is reduced when it is exercised outside its perceived limits. Stronger the power base, the greater is the power. The strongest power base is legitimacy or formal authority. Weakest is coercion. A person difficult to replace it has more power than others. If a low-ranking employee has more knowledge than his superiors, he is likely to have more personal power. Next, distinction between authority and power. Authority and power not one and the same. There are some difference between authority and power. These are as follows. First one is nature. Authority is the right to command. It is usually resides in the position in the organization. Power is the ability to exercise influence. It is exercised by the person. It is not institutional, rather it is a personal. Authority is the right way of commanding subordinates, issuing orders, instruction, and exciting obedience from the team. It is also the right of the manager to make decisions. Power is the ability to influence the behavior of the others. It is not a institutional. It is a personal. It is not influenced by any rules and regulation. Next, association with structure. Authority of a person is associated with the position in the organization. It increases as one goes up the organizational hierarchy, but it need not necessarily be accompanied by more power. In actual practice, the power centers may be located at the lower levels in the organization. Thus, one cannot get any idea of power centers in an organization by merely looking at its organization chart. People exercise authority by virtue of their position in the organizational hierarchy. Authority is linked to position. It involves the right to command, to perform, to make discussions, and spend resources. But power is located at the lower levels in the organization. Next is relationship. The structure of an organization merely shows its authority relationships. In practice, these relationships are modified by politics in an organization. Some individuals may have more power and less authority, or more authority and less power. It is the operating mechanism of the organization which is relevant for studying organizational behavior. Authority relationships can be shown in the organization chart, that is superior subordinate relationship, but power relationship cannot be shown in organization chart. In organization, operating mechanism can be used to study the organization behavior. Next, flow. Authority is a downward flowing concept, whereas power flows in all directions. It can be delegated to the lower levels in the organization. To lower we go down the hierarchy, the lesser is the authority. But it is not so in case of power, which has been defined as the ability or capacity to influence the behavior of others. Authority flows downward in the organization. This is because it is delegated by the superiors to the subordinates. Power can flow any directions. Even subordinates have more power than superiors if they can influence their behavior. So power can flow upwards, downwards, or horizontally. Next, pervasiveness. Authority rests with the important position in the organization, whereas power is all pervasive. For instance, an informal leader may be more powerful than even a departmental head. Authority rests with the important position in the organization because it is a formal, but power is all pervasive, means present in all parts of the organization. Next, responsibility. The extent of authority is limited to the amount of responsibility. Authority and responsibility are coextensive and balance each other. But in case of power, there is no such balancing factor. Persons wielding greater power may have only limited responsibility. Authority is the legal right to give command, order, instruction. Responsibility is the outcome of authority. It enables the obligation of the subordinates who has been assigned the duty by superiors. Authority and responsibility are balancing each other. But in case of power, there is no balancing factor because it has limited responsibility. Formal or informal. Authority is inherent in official position in the organization. So, it is always formal, but power can be both formal and informal. Sometimes, informal power of a person exercise greater influence in the organization than his formal authority, which is also called legitimate power. Authority is always official position in the organization because it is a formal. It is provided by the organization. It is enable them to carry out action accordance with its own will and without the need to consult others. But power can be both formal and informal. Formal power is it is given to someone related to the job and position held in the organization. Informal power is something a person earned himself. These are the concept of power. Thank you.